All right, welcome to Good Choices. So the first good choice I'm going to make here is adjusting the volume. It's a bit hot coming in. Perfect. Okay, I think that's a lot better. The second choice is I'm going to look at my Focusrite. Yep, I see I'm in the green. I'm not in the yellow or anything. So, hey, we got some good audio quality for this one. So stick around for this video. The second good choice I'm going to do on this video is maybe stop my breathing exercise here. I definitely recommend this for stress and anxiety. It's, for me, been really effective. The key is to fine-tune it to your body type. I'm pretty tall, so I probably have bigger lungs than the average person, so I put it slower, but the default normal is probably best for most people. It's just if you're abnormally tall like I am, it might be a bit better if you slow it down, and if you're shorter, it might be better if you speed it up. The goal isn't to take deep breaths, it's to align your it's to give your body like it's like if you were to push a swing, the goal is to push the swing at the top and not in the middle where it'll just crash into you. It's to align your body so that all the systems work more efficiently. So it's not about taking a deep breath. There's no competition with this. Oh, I do it lower than you, therefore I'm better. It's just about getting benefits. So wherever you get the most benefit, that's the playback speed you want to use. So yeah, definitely recommend that. I think that's a good choice to show that on here, because I know people who might be interested in this channel have a lot of big things on their plate and are stressed out with getting the next certification exam or getting that promotion at work or whatever. So this I would recommend to anyone. I think this is really important. There are not enough views on this. Alright, so the next good choice I would like to make in this video is to take a look at my history of video making. So, and 600 subscribers. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed. And this channel is, I always expected to have more videos than subscribers. So, let's keep racing. I'm almost ahead. So, let's see if I can continue having more subscribers than videos. But watch out, because I'm gonna keep this number going here. So. Okay, so now let's take a look at my history here of video making. So I made a video. So here's where I made a video. There was a big gap here. Then since then, there wasn't really a gap. I made a video for 2 days in a row. And then I made a video here, but I did not make a video yesterday. So why didn't I make a video yesterday? What happened? I didn't have my energy drink yesterday. So there's this chemical called paroxetine, which is caffeine, but it's caffeine after it's been processed. So I don't know where they get this chemical from. Hopefully they can make it in a lab, and they're not like doing it by like having it processed by like a cow and then like killing the cow or whatever. But I'm not going to think too much about that. Thinking about that stuff is a recipe for disaster. So I'm just going to assume that it comes in a way that is created by rainbows and angels and is made in the best possible way possible. But caffeine is obsolete. What this is a byproduct of caffeine. When it goes through your body, there are 3 chemicals associated with it. They all do different things. The chemicals that destroy your sleep and give you jitteriness and all that do not constitute the whole of caffeine. So what you can do is just drink a chemical that gives you the same kind of benefits you're looking for, but none of the downsides. And paroxetine is that chemical. And for me, my sleep is still like really good. I really just want to be open and transparent about this, because if you want to really succeed at a high level, you have to have everything running on high gear. And if you're a caffeine addict, you just have, an extra cup of coffee and you crash later in the day, your sleep goes wrong, it's just going to even out at the end of the week. You're really not getting that advantage. So you really got to look for something that gives you that energy boost, that ability to go above and beyond, but that allows you to do it consistently without regressing to the mean and having your energy crash later in the day, and then having your sleep messed up, and then in addition getting a tolerance to it where it doesn't even work anyway until you stop using it. Then you get withdrawal and you crash even further. So I've been really happy with this energy drink. That'd be great if I could get like a sponsorship from them or something. Please, 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 please. I don't know how to go about that. I did fill out something on the paperwork, but yeah, it's expensive. For me, it's worked. I know it comes in a capsule form, but yeah, I've been really happy with it. I'm making a video today because I just had a can of it. Did not make a video yesterday. Didn't have a can of it. And then made videos in a 2-day streak before yesterday, and I had a can on each of those days. So hey, I don't think it's just a coincidence. I think this is working for me. So I want people to get a lot of value from this channel, and take away good things. So if you're already having caffeine and you get jitters, you get crashes, your sleep gets effective, and caffeine only has effect now because you're so dependent on it, where when you stop having caffeine, now you absolutely feel horrible, and just having caffeine makes you no longer perform better than you would have. It just keeps you from crashing. This might be a good answer. Basically, it is caffeine. It's just caffeine that is isolated and refined. So yeah, I'll include that in the description as well. I'll include this in the description as well because this stuff is important. It's more important than you might think. It's like, if you're like me and you're thinking, just why can't I do the things I want to do? The people who are doing the things or accomplishing their goals, I guarantee you have this sort of stuff under control. They've just found their magic formulas. So I think that's important, so I'm going to share that on this channel. Alright, so without any further ado, we're already almost at the 10-minute mark here, so we got to keep things moving. I'm going to move on to the next part. So we finished the last video by talking about RPM, which is relevant to the version of Linux I have in my home lab, but the version of Linux that you'll see out in the wild is more like Red Hat. That's like the big one. So Red Hat uses a different package manager, I want to say. I think this is a package manager. Yes, package manager. So I was uncertain about that because we learned about service managers earlier. So service managers and package managers are quite a bit different. Service managers are the services on your computer that allow it to run programs, to start up. They are things like, they are daemons is what they called. Another word for these services. So there's multiple kinds of service managers. There's SysV, which is the old school service manager. Then that was upgraded to, I think it was called Update Service Manager, and that had a technological advancement where you could run startup services in parallel instead of waiting for one by one for them to complete. So it's kind of like the difference between threading and a for loop when it comes to programming. So that made starting up the computer a lot faster. And then from there, System D became the better one. It became the best one. So most modern computers running Linux use System D as their service manager, which does things like run daemons, boots up the computer, runs, programs, services that are on the computer already. So that's contrary to a package manager. A package manager is things like apt-get, sudo apt-get, things like yum. Apt-get is an RPM package manager. Zipper is another package manager. Yeah, package managers are basically like downloading and setting up new software in Windows. These exe files. That's what a package manager does in Linux. It manages those exe files, and when you click on an exe file in Linux and it installs it on your system, package managers do that. They reach out to the internet and download the file. They set it up on your system. So that's the difference between a service manager and a package manager. It's important to understand that there is a difference and all of the tools and commands associated with the difference. Okay, so we're going to move on now from the RPM package manager, and we're going to learn about the Yellow Dog updater modified, the Yum package manager. Alright, so Yum was originally developed as the Yellow Dog updater, YUP, a tool for package management on the Yellow Dog Linux distribution. Over time, it evolved to manage packages on other RPM-based systems such as Fedora, CentOS, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and Oracle Linux. Functionally, it is similar to the apt utility on Debian-based systems, being able to search for, install, update, and remove packages, and automatically handle dependencies. Yum can be used to install a single package or to upgrade a whole system at once. Searching for packages. In order to install a package, you need to know its name. For this, you can perform a search with the Yum search pattern, where pattern is the name of the package you are searching for. The result is a list of packages whose name or summary contain the search pattern specified. For example, if you need a utility to handle zzip compressed files with the zzip extension and you don't have one already, you can use yum search zzip to find one. I think that's what the search does. So in order to install a package, you need to know its name. Okay, so you have the name, then you do the search with yum search and then the name. And then the result is a list of packages that you can, whose name or summary contain the search pattern specified. So you need to know something about the name. I don't think... I'm just confused why you need to know, why you need to do this step, and if you already have the name, why can't you just use install? Why do you need to use search? So I guess maybe search is if you have like a partial part of the name, or maybe you can search for this extension. This seems kind of odd to me. Let me ask the AI, because I have that, I always have this AI, so, might as well use it. That's personal tutors. I believe Khan Academy made a point that you can learn so much better with a personal tutor, so let's not take this for granted, and let's, be grateful and appreciate that this is available and use it for this section of the reading. So the question I'm going to ask is, if you already know the name of the package, why would you need to search for it? Why not just install it without searching for it first? Okay, so you are correct. We gotta wait for it to complete. You are correct that if you already know the exact name of the package you want to install, there is no need to perform a search. In such cases, you can directly install the package using the yum install command, followed by the package name. The purpose of the search functionality in package managers like Yum is to help users find packages when they have partial or incomplete information about the package name. So there we go. That's what I thought. Wasn't super clear from the reading, but yeah, it's intuitive. So next section, installing, upgrading, and removing packages. To install package using Yum, use the command yum install package name, where package name is the name of the package. Yum will fetch the package and corresponding dependencies from an online repository and install everything in your system. So here we go, yum install. Now we know this is pzip because we had the partial name here. So the full name showed up in this output, and it showed up here, I guess? I mean, it showed up here. I guess I'm not sure how you would know what the full name was. Is it pzip-GUI? Is it pzip-plugins? Maybe this is what it is, and you know that because it's got the architecture of your system. But, you know, this has the architecture of the system as well. So, I guess I'm not sure how from this search material. You know what? Hey, let's ask the AI. Why not? So the question is going to be, from the search, how do you know that the install command is pzip? Okay, so from the search results, how do you know that the full name of the 7-zip package that you need to pass to the install command is p7zip? Okay, so from the package results, you can determine the full name of the 7-zip package that needs to be passed to the install command as 7-zip. In the search results section, the packages are listed with their full names, and in this case, the package name pzip is displayed. The search results also provide additional information about each package, such as a brief description and architecture, which can help you identify the correct package to install. In this case, the package name p7zip is specifically mentioned, indicating that it is the package you need to install. So I'm going to say, where is it specifically mentioned? So I apologize for, yeah, okay, perfect. This is good. So I apologize for the confusion in my previous response. Upon reviewing the content provided, I see that the specific package name pzip is not explicitly mentioned in the search results. Thank you. I made an incorrect assumption in my previous response. Yes, you did. In the given search results, the packages related to 7-zip are these 4 packages. Which one do I install, especially the GUI one? How do I know I need the GUI one over the other one? Or that I need the other one over the GUI one? So although the package names are displayed with different prefixes, it appears that the specific package name for the 7-zip file archiver is p7zip. So, I mean, I guess you could tell that from the description of very high compression ratio file archiver. This is the only one that really says that. This one is the front end GUI. This one is the documentation, and this one are additional plugins. So just reading the description and having a general understanding of what you're doing, you should be able to figure that out. You should be able to infer that from the other information on there. So, yeah, okay, that's a satisfying answer for me, which is part of this channel, kind of creed of this channel, getting satisfying answers, so it's good for me. So next one, we go ahead and install that. To upgrade an installed package, you use yum update, not upgrade. Update package name, where package name is the name of the package you want to upgrade. For example, yum update wget upgrades the package. And we know in RPM there is a difference between update and upgrade. I forget exactly what it is. I'm not sure how important it is to know that. So you know what? I'm going to ask the AI because I can, and that's ridiculously awesome that I can do that. Okay, so I'm going to... And it's integrated right into my browser. I've mentioned this extension many times before. I guess I can mention it again, just because of how powerful it is. I want it to be known and used. And you know what? I can even put that in the description of this video. I think that will really help a lot of people. So I'm going to do that, but for now I'm going to ask the question, for the RPM package manager, I remember both update and upgrade being valid commands. Remind me what the difference is between these two commands. Does yum also have something similar where there are two commands that are difficult, whose difference is difficult to remember? Two commands whose difference is difficult to remember. Alright, so the answer to this, we gotta wait here. I'm gonna pause it and be right back while I'm waiting. Alright, I'm back. I just want to say one thing quick. This energy drink. So, one thing I did when I paused it is I put my groceries away. I had a grocery order come in today. And before I had this energy drink, you know, I put half my groceries away and I just forgot. I just wandered off and forgot about the other half. But like after I had this energy drink, I remembered that I did that and I went and I fixed the issue. So it's like, you know, this is my life and my mind without energy drinks. I just forget what I'm doing in the moment and like wander off and just like kind of wander around the apartment. It's like I can stay focused, I can complete tasks, I can do things like. So if you're watching this and you're thinking to yourself, you know, how is this guy making these videos? How is he studying for these exams? I want to do it, but I just can't do it. You know, the issue might be that you just need like a magic potion, and you know, don't. I'm not saying to do drugs or like, you know, go broke on some chemical, but I'm just saying like, you know, there's a lot of things out there to try that are safe and over the counter, and that might be the problem. Might be more simple than you think. It might not be that, you know, you're this nightmare garbage person that can't do anything right. It might be that you need a little bit of something extra to operate in the way that is valuable to society at the current moment, but at some other point in human history you might have been outperforming other people with just your natural state. So it's like caffeine is like the #1 most consumed chemical in the world or something. So like if you're not using it, you know. But anyway, that's a tangent. I just wanted to kind of express how much that seems to be helping me. So in the context of the RPM manager, the commands update and upgrade have different meanings. Update, when you use the RPM update command, it checks whether the specific command is installed on your system. If the package is already installed, it will be upgraded to the latest version available in the repository. However, if the package is not already installed, the update command will fail. Upgrade, on the other hand, the RPM upgrade command is used to upgrade packages regardless of whether they are already installed or not. If the package is already installed, it will be upgraded to the latest version available in the repository. If the package is not installed, it will be installed and upgraded to the latest version. So the difference is update checks whether it is installed in your system, and upgrade upgrades the package regardless of whether or not they are already installed. If it's already installed, then it will be upgraded. If it's not installed, it will be installed and upgraded to the latest version. So it's kind of like another way of doing like apt-get install. Ooh, I actually need this. Apt-get install. But it makes sure that you always get the latest version, I guess. And then this, yeah, this only does it. I feel like using upgrade is like the only thing that makes sense. Okay, it's worth noting that the RPM update and RPM upgrade commands are often used interchangeably as the behavior is quite similar. However, the main difference lies in the handling of the packages not already installed in the system. Regarding the Yum package manager, it simplifies package management by providing a single command, good, and that's interesting that it shows update over upgrade. Yum update, which combines the functionalities of both update and upgrade. When you run yum update package name, it will check whether the package is installed and upgrade it if necessary. If the package is not installed, it will be installed and upgraded simultaneously. This consolidation helps avoid confusion between two separate commands with slight differences. Perfect. Okay, so read this part. We figured out why we're using update here instead of upgrade, because the two commands for RPM are basically the same command. It's just update checks whether or not it's on your system. Upgrade does not. And for Yum, they just decided to go with update because that's more simple, which I agree with. I like that. I like making things simple. If you omit the name of the package, you can update every package on the system for which an update is available. To check if an update is available for a specific package, use yum check-update package name. As before, if you omit the package name, Yum will check for updates for every installed package on the system. To remove an installed package, use yum remove package name, where package name is the name of the package you wish to remove. Next section, finding which package provides a specific file. In a previous example, we showed an attempt to install the GIMP image editor, which failed because of unmet dependencies. However, RPM shows which files are missing, but does not list the name of the packages that provide them. For example, one of the dependencies missing was this dependency here, libgimp UI, user interface dependency. To see what package provides it, you can use yum what provides, followed by the name of the file you are searching for. So we can't use yum on my system. Because it's a Debian-based system, an RPM. So yeah, we don't got Yum. Now we can install it and use that package manager instead of the RPM, which is kind of cool. That's kind of the power of Linux, is you're really not limited with what you do. If you want to do something else, just do something else. So that's kind of why Linux is preferred by professionals, computer professionals. You're less limited and you're less kind of on rails with what you do. You can do what you want. So it's okay. I'm just gonna skip doing these examples in the real world. I guess I could boot up a virtual machine. You know what? I want to do that just because I can do that. It will be fast. I'm good at that. So I'm gonna make a new project here and say Red Hat examples, a Red Hat or LPIC Red Hat, LPIC Red Hat. There we go. So we're gonna get a Red Hat Linux machine up on here. I believe CentOS is Red Hat based. So let's drop a CentOS machine on there. Okay. So that would be here. There we go. CentOS. Boot it up. I'm just proud of the fact that I can do this, so I'm gonna do it just to show off and brag. Assuming I can do it. So I think it's still booting up. Yeah, it's still, maybe it's still booting up is the issue. Okay, well that's kind of makes me look silly. Maybe if I try to do it again here. So we're gonna get a Linux. So Ubuntu runs on RPM. Here we go. Our Red Hat. Yeah, let's just go right with the Red Hat machine. Okay, so we need to get these files. Let's go with the latest version. So I can click download here. There we go. Now we're downloading that file. And that happened quick. So now we can do import. And go to my downloads. And click on the file. Okay, so now we've got that file. So now we can click download. Alright, so we need a user account. That's okay, I'll get a user account. You can see my password there. That's okay, I don't mind. It's just a user account. Network engineer. It's personal. This is annoying. I'm gonna pause it, fill this out so I don't put everything out there online. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So here's my answer. Red Hat Linux is a distribution that has active support. So in order to get Red Hat Linux, you need to buy a service contract or something like that. So you do need to pay for Red Hat Linux. So you need an active subscription. So in order to activate, so you have two options here. You can activate a subscription you've already purchased, or you can purchase a new subscription. So it's a license-based system, but you do get product support. But for the purposes of my lab and what I'm doing here, unfortunately I cannot use this image. I'm not gonna pay in that way. So let's see if this magically works now. It does not, so I'm gonna delete it because it doesn't work. Alright, and now as far as I understand, and this is from a while ago, CentOS is the same thing as Red Hat. It's just the free version without the service support. They have a separate distro for that because you can't just say, oh, I'm using the free version of Red Hat and then call customer support for Red Hat and be like, this isn't working, fix it, this is Red Hat, this is your thing. You know, that could get problematic. So they have a whole different image. So that you don't get the two mixed up, the paid one and the free one. So we can see because it's free, it just automatically downloads it. I don't even need to register an account or anything like that. Pretty big file. It's an operating system file. So we've got over a gig of data here. We can take a look at my task manager and then take a look at the performance, I think. Yeah, so take a look at my Wi-Fi performance. So we're receiving about 150 megabits per second. We've got 1.2 sorry, megabytes. So we've got 1.2 gigabytes. So in a megabyte, there's okay. So in a megabyte, there's sorry, in a gigabyte, there's 1,000 megabytes, and we're pulling about 150. So 1200 divided by 150. So it should take only 8 seconds, right? Oh, it's done. Okay. Well, maybe that was accurate. Okay, so we've got it now. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it only took like 10 seconds. It should take more than 8 seconds by some small number of seconds. So, I think it took less than 30 seconds. So yeah, I think my calculations were correct. All right, so let's go back here, click import. So we got the most up-to-date files here, and then we're gonna do open. Now it's got to upload it to my home lab, so it should take another 30 seconds or so. So let's start a timer. I mean, depending on what my stats look like. Let's see. Task manager, performance, Wi-Fi. So now we're sending data. It looks like we're sending it quite a bit slower than we were before, but it should still be like 15 seconds. So 1001, 1002, 1003. Let's put a timer on, a stopwatch. Okay, and this will be about like half the time that it took. We're at about 50% right now. I feel like the calculations aren't exactly correct because it's definitely taking more than like 15 seconds. I'm gonna pause it and be right back. There's no reason to just sit here and wait for this. Alright, I'm back. It looks like it took about a minute. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that. So we've got this fully ready to install now, so let's do that. Yes. Okay, CentOS will be the default user on there. This is dead, so get rid of that. Alright, and here's the Red Hat. This is Red Hat. It's just the community version of Red Hat that does not include any customer support. Okay, so now we're talking. So CentOS is the default user, default password, same thing, CentOS. Clear it out to get an easier thing to work with, and now type YUM. There we go, and now we've got a fully functional Yum package in a virtual environment where it doesn't matter what I do. I'm gonna load up my page for my ChatGPT box. I'm not sure if you need oh shoot, there we go, my ChatGPT box extension. I'll include a link to that. So here's everything I'll include a link to in this video. Let's go through and do these commands. Now that I'm in a virtual environment, I don't need to worry about destroying anything. First command, yum search 7-zip. Oops, we don't have internet, which makes sense. So let's set up internet. There we go. All right. where's, oh, here it is, here it is. So, okay, so it says link becomes ready. So let's test that we've got internet. And we do. Let's test that we've got DNS. I think it's just, we can just ping it to find out. I think it's, I forget what command it is. But we can just ping it to find out. Okay, so we've got DNS. Everything's looking good. Let's do a yum search for 7-zip. Failed to download. Cannot prepare internal mirror list. No URLs in mirror list. That might be because we need to update. So we'll do yum. And then help on that. So we've got upgrade. This is, how do I upgrade yum itself? So let's go to the ChatGPT to try to figure this out. We can use the free version. We don't want to burn up questions unnecessarily. Okay, so here could be the problem. So we've got internet, everything's good in that regard. So this could be a problem as well. So we need to view the repository configuration. So we need to take a look at the config file for the AppStream repository. So it's typically located in this directory and has a .repo extension. So let's see if we got that. This is where these AIs are like so powerful, because like I don't know this, and I would be looking on forums, I would be looking on Google, and I would not get a good answer. But this is just such a good answer. It guides me through everything. Okay, so now we're gonna change. Now, is it correct? Is it hallucinating? I don't know, but there's just as much of a chance, if not more so, for that if you're just searching on Google. Okay, so let's disable it temporarily. So we're gonna set the enable option to 0, save it, and then run the yum command again, which we have down here enabled. So I'm gonna put vi in insert mode, go over and change this to 0. Alright, and then I'm going to go back to command mode by pressing escape, then enter a command by doing colon, and then do a W for write and a Q for quit. Now it's set to read only, so let's see if we can override it. We can't override it, so we need admin permissions, so let's quit out. Now, okay. Alright, so let's get admin permissions. Okay, and we'll go down and change this to 0. Alright, go back to command mode, WQ. There we go. Now that we have command line, we're good. Or, I mean, super user. So, we'll run the search command again, command number 10. Oh, you know what? Oh, okay. Well, same error. So I guess we can try this. Now there's no files were removed, so that probably isn't it. Yeah, so it failed to download the metadata repo. It cannot prepare. There's no URLs in the mirror list. So I'm gonna undo that change. Now, call me out here, please. I made a mistake. Does anyone know what that mistake was? Yes, the mistake was I edited this file before backing it up. So instead of going through and changing it and remembering what I changed, if you make a lot of changes, that's not going to happen. Instead, I could have done... sorry. There we go. Instead, I could have done this. I could have done copy CentOS AppStream into CentOS AppStream dot BAK backup or backup or dot default, something like that. That would have been a much safer way to do that. So call me out. I made a mistake there not doing that. Okay. So yeah, we got an issue in the lab, but that's okay. We'll just keep on going. So this is the upgrade command. We read all about that. We read all about removing. To remove an install package, use yum remove. So I believe we read all about this too. This is where I paused, trying to find which belongs to that. Let's see if that runs in the lab. I don't think it will. Nope, we still got this problem here. How do I fix this? How do I add URLs in mirror list? Okay, so I can do this, and then here's the configuration file where I add URLs. So I guess I can add this URL. Let's try that. So we're looking for appstream.repo. We're looking for this section here. So let's do that. So clear. Now let's do the best practices here. So we're gonna copy CentOS appstream.repo there to CentOS appstream.repo. I'm gonna try to do that in a way that's not crazy. Okay, and then we're gonna do dot default, and we need sudo for that, so I can just add that in, and then let's take a look at what we got. So yep, now we got the defaults. Let's modify the actual file now. Okay. So here's that section of the file that we saw before. So it looks like this base URL is commented out. So let's just do that. Let's just uncomment that. That might be as easy as it needs to be. We've got a read-only file here. So you know what? I'm gonna stop using vi just because that kind of stuff is so annoying. I like simplicity. Can't stop using vi, so I'll keep using vi. So I'm gonna quit out of vi, which is advanced PhD level computer science, and then I will enter sudo, go back into vi, and comment out this line, or remove the comment on this line. Okay, so there we go, the comment is removed. We're able to write and quit since we got the sudo. So now let's just try that same update command that has been failing so many times before. So it's or we'll do this search command that's started the whole kit and kabang. Same thing, we can't so now we can't download this, so all mirrors were tried. So yeah, let's go ahead and add the new variable to the configuration file. So it's going to be mirror list equals, and then we're going to enter that. So here, mirror list equals, we've got a mirror list here, but maybe it's a problematic mirror list. let's replace it with this mirror list and see what happens. Alright, so we've got that replaced. And see if that fixes it. Oh, got somewhere else. So all mirrors were tied again. We got the same. We've got a 4 of 4, so maybe this isn't the right mirror list. Let's try to find a better mirror list than this one. Yeah, so this isn't the right mirror list. And this is CentOS 8. That's the version we're using, 8.4. We'll do CentOS mirror list. There we go. We want it for version 8, not for version 9. It looks like there's a version 9. We'll get it in my region, which is the United States. So that's going to be at the bottom. There we go. Get somewhere. Maybe there's one at University of Texas, which is close to where I am. So we got to go to the T's. There we go, Texas. So UT, that would be good. Nope, we don't have a mirror list. Dakota that's interesting. We'll just go with the first one here. Yeah, so let's just do the first one here. So we'll click on the link here. So we've got the rsync. Now we've got two kinds of mirrors. Oh, HTTP or HTTPS. I'm not sure which one I want to use. Let's just use HTTP because that's the one that was used before. The difference between the two is whether the information is in plain text or encrypted. This is just my lab, so plain text is going to be fine. And we're using 2105. There we go. 2105. Yep, 842105. So I think this is it. I think this is it. Yeah. All right, let's try it. That's not good. Oh, and I wrote that. I did not want to write that. Oh, yeah, I changed that to uppercase. But the good news is if anything goes wrong, I can just revert it to that saved.default file that I created. Alright, so here's the new mirror list. There we go. I'm going to comment out this base URL again because I'm not sure what happened there. Alright, and hopefully this solves the problem. Oh, so the mirror list. Bad mirror list. Alright. So I don't know what the issue is, so I'm going to demo one of the best things you can possibly do in Linux. So I'm going to do cp CentOS Linux appstream repo.default. So we're going to copy what's in there to CentOS Linux appstream. Oh, and it looks like there's kind of a buggy command line going on here. So cap.default to CentOS. There we go. Permission denied, so we need a sudo. Okay, it looks good. So now if we do a diff cent app.repo to cent app repo.default, there's no differences, and we can check our work with that by diffing it against another file. We'll diff it against the fast track file. We see there are lots of differences between those two files. So indeed there are no differences between the two. So let's do the final step and clean up our work here by removing the backup file, and then if we want to make further changes, we'll create that backup file again. Okay, we need sudo to do that. You could just leave the backup file, there's no harm in doing that, but I want to keep things neat and tidy. And it depends on what you want to save too. If the defaults have nothing to do with your system, just saving them probably doesn't make sense, so you make the changes and then have that be the default file that you keep a backup of. But I mean, the more files you back up, to a point, it depends on how much storage space you have, but in my opinion, as long as you have enough space on your system, backing up extra files is probably the way to go. It's to over backup than under backup is definitely better. Okay, so we're just moving on from this. Doesn't work on my system. That's okay. Let me try it one more time now that I reverted everything. But there's no reason to expect a difference. If it didn't work before, it's not going to work now. Yep. Alright, moving on. The answer is here. You can then install the package with the command yum install gimp-libs. This also works for files already in your system. For example, if you wish to know where the file /etc/hosts came from, you can use yum what provides /etc/hosts. So this which command provides command. Let's try that. Maybe that'll work because it doesn't have to reach out to a mirror. Same things, dependent on this mirror list, and there's no URLs in the mirror list. Alright, so the answer we can see is this setup-2871, and we see that down here. Alright, getting information about a package. I'm going to read this section and then take kind of a multi-minute break here before going to the next one. To get information about a package, such as its version, architecture, description, size, and more, you use yum info package name, where package name is the name of the package you want information for. So we're going to get information about Firefox. I won't be able to do that at my system because that mirror list is having issues, which I don't know how to fix. Yeah, the next section is managing. We're still talking about yum here. I'm gonna finish this whole thing out so that we're finishing up yum, and then moving on, and then I'll take the bigger break before I talk about the next package manager. So this is managing software repositories. For yum, the repos are listed in the directory /etc/yum.repos.d, which we saw before when we tried to solve the problem I was having on my home lab. Each repository is represented by a .repo file, like CentOS.base.repos. Let's take a look at what I had before. So we're in that directory. We can see that here. So here's those .repo files that are now being mentioned in the documentation. Additional, or the learning materials, which is an important distinction because this is not the official Linux documentation. So it's important to understand that this is not a primary source. This is a training material. This is secondhand source. But the goal for me is to be a technology. It's complicated what my goal is, but for me, I think the main thing is sometimes I have trouble expressing myself or like having confidence in myself. So like, I want some kind of like, I want a representative on my behalf. So like, this Linux Professional Institute cert will represent my knowledge and skills with Linux without me having to rely on basically selling and marketing myself. I already have that marketing complete and wrapped up in a tiny bow by getting this sort of certification. I think that's an effective way to advance in your career. The most effective way is to be like George Holt and just spend all your time reading dry technical documentation and doing cool things that make it on the news. But he's special. So additional extra repositories can be added by the user by using a .repo file in the directory mentioned above. He's probably taking some extra update on the update energy drink. Or at the end of the /etc/yum.conf. However, the recommended way to add or manage repositories is with the yum-config-manager tool. To add a repository, use the --add-repo parameter followed by the URL to a .repo file. Oh, perfect. Okay, so we don't have to go in and use y and be annoyed like we saw before. We can just use this command. Let's try it on my home lab. So sudo. All right, so we added that repo. Let's see if that made it so that we can magically do things we could not before. So command 72. Nope, still a problem. To get a list of all available repositories, we're gonna use this command. You will get an output similar to this. So I don't think I will get. I think I'll still have the problem with the mirrors when I do this. Let's see. Probably need a sudo on this as well. Okay. So now here we didn't have to use the mirrors for this one, so this command worked. We've got base OS is enabled. We've got AppStream is enabled. AppStream source is disabled. So I don't see anything about mirrors here being enabled or disabled. Disabled repositories will be ignored when installing or upgrading software. To enable or disable a repository, use the yum-config manager utility followed by the repository ID. So let's try that. So let's try disabling the AppStream repository and see if all my problems go away. So we're gonna do sudo yum config manager. Is that what it was? Let's see. And then okay, and then disable AppStream. There we go. And now let's take a look at the results of that. There we go. Now AppStream is disabled. So we'll run command 73 again. Same problem. Alright, well, let's re-enable that then. The problem with doing it this way is you don't have that really nice way to back up your changes. So I'd recommend, if you're an advanced administrator, just go right to those files, because then you can back up what they were before. So let's do this command. And we still got the same problem. Okay, so command 83 takes us back to this menu where we can see what's enabled and disabled. So let's put it back to how it was by disabling the AppStream. Okay, so we're gonna do clear, print that out again, then sudo yum config manager dash disable app stream source. All right, and see the results of that. There we go. Now it's back to how it was before. Okay, in the output above, the repository ID is shown as in the first column. We saw that the columns were labeled, so that was easy to see. Of each line, repo ID, I believe that's how it showed up. It could be different though. Yep, repo ID. Use only the part before the first slash. So the ID for CentOS dash updates repo is updates and not updates /7/ your system architecture. So okay, that's an important distinction. I didn't have to be aware of that, but if I saw it showing up, I would have been confused. So thank goodness for that. Yum dash manager dash config dash manager dash disable updates. The command above will disable the updates repo. To enable it, click here. I'm not sure why you'd want to do that, so let's ask the AI. And the question will be, why would anyone want to disable the updates repo? And the answer, once it's done printing out, is there can be various reasons why someone might want to disable the updates repo. Here are a few possible scenarios. Stability and testing. In some cases, system administrators or users may prefer to disable the updates repository to maintain a stable and consistent environment. This can be important in production systems where unexpected changes or updates could potentially introduce compatibility issues or disrupt critical services. So if there's like 100 people on there all doing different things and the system is behaving erratically and you can't get people to just back off for a bit, you can lock them out from making changes to the system. That's really useful. By disabling updates, they have more control over when and how updates are applied. Specific package versions. Disabling the updates repository allows users to keep a specific version of a package without it being automatically updated. This can be useful when compatibility issues arrive with newer versions of certain software packages, or when a particular version is known to work well with the system configuration. So you can kind of lock down the system and prevent things from getting upgraded when the upgrade will not be compatible. You can prevent that error from happening. The last one is security concerns. Although regular updates are essential for maintaining a secure system, there may be situations where users want to temporarily disable updates for specific reasons. For example, if there is a known issue or vulnerability in a recent update that causes problems, disabling updates can prevent those problematic updates from being installed until a fix is available. It is worth noting that disabling the updates repository should be done with caution and for valid reasons. Regular updates are generally recommended to ensure system security, bug fixes, and the availability of new features. Disabling updates for an extended period can potentially leave the system vulnerable to security threats or prevent access to important bug fixes. So there are reasons you want to do that. For security, for stability in the system, if a lot of people are messing with it while you're trying to accomplish something, and for prevention of a scenario when an update would destroy. So like stability of the system is encompasses both. There's really two main reasons: stability of the system and security. All right, note. Yum stores downloaded packages and associated metadata in a cache directory, usually /var/cache/yum. As the system gets upgraded and new packages are installed, this cache can get quite large. To clean the cache and reclaim disk space, you can use the yum clean command followed by what to clean. The most useful parameters are packages, yum clean packages to delete downloaded packages, and metadata, yum clean metadata to to delete associated metadata. See the manual page for yum. Type man yum for more information. I'm going to do that. Man yum. So, ooh, this is interesting. So they don't want you to use yum. You got to use DNF. DNF is the next upcoming major version of yum, a package manager for RPM based. Now that's interesting. It roughly maintains CLI compatibility with yum and identifies a strict API for extensions and plugins. So maybe that's why yum wasn't working on my system, because we got to use DNF. I'm not going to read any more. And yep, this is my big pause. Now I did split it into, I think, a section, a part 1, if I remember correctly. Part 1 was all about RPM. So I guess what I could do is make part 2 all about yum, and then have a separate part for DNF. Does that make sense, or was that for... I forget what that was for. So this is 102.5 part 1. Yeah, so part 1 was all about RPM. So that's going to be it for this. I'm going to make this all about yum. This part 2 all about yum. And then for a part 3, I'm going to make it all about DNF and hopefully try to finish the rest of the documentation. Maybe have another part for the guided for the questions at the end. So yep, we're past the 1 hour mark, which is a good mark to shoot for. So I'm just gonna get this ready here for the next video, which will be about DNF. Okay, so we've got that about DNF. Perfect. There we go. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.